What's going on, YouTube? Scott Lett here, owner of Pro Exterior Cleaning. Man, this is some beautiful weather out here in Oklahoma. 68 degrees right now. Things will get a little warm today, but that's going to change next week. Next week it's going to get down to 30 degrees, which means if I have time, I'm going to go shoot me a deer. I have to. That's perfect. Perfect weather. A few things I want to talk about today. First being, I will get my truck back probably today or tomorrow, and then the build begins. So I'm pretty fired up about that. My mechanics had some trouble locating some parts. My truck needed a new fuel injector pump. I went ahead and ordered some new shocks to put on the suspension. Just some maintenance work that I wanted to go ahead and get done. That way, when spring and summer gets here, it's ready to rock and roll. There's not going to be any issues. I'm praying against that, and it'll be a smooth sail. But I'm excited to build this truck out. The only thing I think I'm going to add on there is I may order like a 30-gallon bleach tank and a proportioner. That way I have somewhere to store my bleach on the truck, because I have a 25-gallon 12-volt tank, and I have a 125 and a 275 that are buffer tanks for my washers. So I'll be putting 4 power washers on there, my 12-volt soft wash system, 4 tanks, and my surface cleaners, and then I ordered a ladder rack to put my ladders on, obviously, and then my hose reels. So I'm thinking it all fit. We'll see. I mean, it's a pretty big bed, but it's going to be fun to build. I'm excited, and I'll do a time lapse of the build. It'll probably take me 3 or 4 hours to do. I pretty much have to take everything off my trailer. And I'm going to use the lift gate that the truck has, which is a huge reason of why I bought it. I can just, because my hot water system is like over 1,000 pounds. Thing's heavy. So I have to have a lift gate, unless I took it somewhere and used a forklift, which is a huge inconvenience. So the lift gate is a huge reason of why I bought this truck, and the big flatbed, obviously. Second thing I want to talk about. So, I don't know if y'all know who Tyler Starkey is, but he's a guy out in Claremore, which is about 30 minutes away from me. He was on Forever Self-Employed's page with Justin. He took the 0 to 7K course and has had a lot of success with his Facebook ads. And he stays busy. He's about to go full-time power washing. So, congrats to you, man. That's awesome. And anyways, me and Tyler were talking the other day. He texted me and said, man, there's some guys on Facebook who are selling, really expensive rigs for really cheap. And so what's happening, guys, this is what I think is happening. The reason you're seeing so many people sell their rigs is because there's this huge misunderstanding, I feel like, of people thinking that they can go buy all this nice equipment, hop in this industry, and make 6 figures. Okay? You have to have a really strong network of residential and commercial to do that. And you need some reoccurring contracts for that to happen every year. So I feel like a lot of guys, before they have a lot of business, really lined up, they go buy all this equipment and they'll use it for the busy season, and then winter gets here, things slow down, and they freak out because they're used to having, a paycheck every 2 weeks, and they sell their stuff and go back to their 8 to 5, So, and the reason being is I'm not blaming YouTube, because if I am, I'm guilty too, because I share my washes and my success and things like that. I think what a lot of guys are doing is they're focusing too much on, the guys out there who are very successful, who are doing well. These guys are focusing so much on their success rather than their process, right? If you were to hear their stories, they've been in it for a long time. They did not hop in and start making all this money off the bat. It's a long-term game, okay? This is something that you have to, make your mind adapt to. And I've had to do that here in Tulsa, because my business back in Birmingham, I mean, my old business partner, he's going to hit close to $300,000 this year. I'm nowhere close to that. And the reason being is because I had a strong network. He did too. And we just kind of bought equipment as we landed bigger jobs. We bought equipment as needed. So, and we did really well together. He's doing really well by himself. He has my network there plus his, and he's killing it. Me here in Tulsa being brand new, not knowing anyone, not having a network, no one really knows who Pro Exterior Cleaning is, as a whole, as far as Tulsa. Yeah, I've knocked out some pretty big jobs, but the commercial world is what has really, brought me most work. Residential's been steady, but not anything like it was in Birmingham. So my mindset is, I didn't expect to come here and make what I was making back in Birmingham. I knew it was going to be tough, just because I don't know anyone, I don't have a network, but I also know it's a long-term game. Like, if you really want to be a part of this industry and you really want to be successful, it's going to take 3 or 4 years of grinding, building a book of business, and realizing January 1, you're back to zero. If you don't have any reoccurring contracts, you're back to zero. You could have a really killer first year because you had your inner circle, you had those fresh contacts, some of your buddies found out you're power washing and they had these connections for you, but if you don't have that reoccurring, then you're starting at zero every year. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So that's why I spend a lot of time with apartments and business owners and school systems, because I may not land all those jobs, but most of that work is reoccurring. If I do a good job for them, which I do, they're going to call me back, the next year or 2 years from now. So that's what I've been doing. Residential, you can get those reoccurring customers, but here in Tulsa, you can clean a driveway and it's going to stay pretty clean for the next few years. Back in Birmingham, where it was really humid and a lot of rain and a lot of more shade, organic growth thrived there. So, there would be driveways you would clean, right now, and then in a few months, it's ready to be cleaned again. That's literally how it is in Birmingham. So it really depends on your niche. You have to learn your niche of people, what services are in high demand in your area, which I'm still trying to figure that out. And then you have to figure out a way, create a system to market your services, market your brand, go after the niche you want to go after. And literally, guys, all that takes about a year to do, okay? And it takes time. And I had to pretty much change my mindset on that. Yes, I have nice equipment. I know how to clean just about anything. But if you don't have, lead flow, if you don't have demand for your services, if you're not getting calls, then none of that really matters, So I just think a lot of guys hop on YouTube, watch these videos, hear all these success stories, hear about how much money these guys are making, and then they're like, gosh, I want to do that. It sounds easy, because you're just spraying water and chemicals, but it's so much more than that. Like, you're going to have hard times. You're going to have slow seasons. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. I've had a slow month in the middle of the summer. I've had a really busy month in the dead part of the winter. You just never know. It's pretty unpredictable, but I do know this. You have to continuously grind, advertise, go after your niche, expose yourself in your company as much as you can. Everywhere you go, you tell people who you are and what you do. Like, I'm a Medicare agent right now. If it was compliant, I would be handing out my power washing cards too while I'm at this booth selling Medicare. But that's not compliant. I'll get in trouble for that. But obviously, I would be doing that. So just look for every opportunity you can, to get out there and expose your business. And this is my new rule of thumb. Okay, take the gross revenue of what you want to make, next year, and take 10% of that and invest that into marketing, and you will get pretty close to your goal. So I know that's a lot of money for you guys. If And it's kind of uncomfortable spending that much money on marketing. But if you utilize marketing the right way and you have a good CRM system, then that's all that matters, man. You have to have a way to create business and keep your business, keep those recurring customers. So, but yeah, guys, that's my encouragement. You know, if you're going to be in this industry, you got to have a long-term mindset. You can't hop in here and expecting to make six figures and the next year magically it's going to do the same thing. You got to expect slow months. You got to realize that it's going to be hard. It doesn't matter what business or industry you're in. It's hard, especially when you're a one-man operation. You know, a lot of guys can't afford to hire help. I can't right now. You know, I'd rather pay myself and a job take a little longer, you know. Now, if it's a really dangerous job, like getting on a 3-story house roof, you know, obviously you need someone down there spraying plants, and then I'll look for some help. So, but so far it's been pretty easy just doing everything myself. But anyways, guys, that's my encouragement. When you watch these YouTube videos and you're interested in this industry, realize it's a long-term game, and really learn the guys' process on how they got there. Don't really focus too much on their successes. So anyways, guys, hope you have a good day. My next video will be me building my new truck, my flatbed, and showing you my new system there. I'm sure I'll change it around, you know, once I start using it, because I always do. You know, there's always, you know, more things you can do to make your system more convenient. Another thing too, guys, this industry is all about creating a system that works for you. You know, there's never just one right way to do things, okay? So that's why I don't bash people on the way they do things. As long as you're getting to a job and you're completing the job safely, efficiently, effectively, and your customer's happy, you know, and you're not just wasting a ton of time, then that system's good. And if that's how you want to do it, do it. So, all right, guys, Scott Lett, Pro Exterior Cleaning. Have a good day.